I'm just gonna throw this in there. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a fat celebratory burnout. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Before I jump right into it, I just want to say thank you guys who have subscribed. I hit my first milestone. I passed 100 subscribers. In honor of that, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway on my Instagram in a couple weeks. So make sure you check out my Instagram, and I'll fill you guys in more on that later. Today, there's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to jump right into it. A few of you guys have asked for me to explain a little bit more about what goes into doing the roof swap. For starters, the motor, it actually bolts directly onto a 6-speed RX-8 transmission. The 6-speed isn't too ideal because it's a little weak, but what people do is they get a 5-speed RX-8 JDM transmission, which has the same internals pretty much as a RX-7 5-speed. So once the transmission and the block pretty much fit together, the next thing you need is motor mounts. There's 4 different ones that I know of. You could do custom, you could do Bonsai Racing, which is what I'm using. Unfortunately with that one, it's just a little low. The third option is RX-8 Performance. I haven't tried that. I think they did some revisions from the time that I started looking into doing the roof swap. And the fourth one is Nikon Rotary, which I know is, I believe is the cheapest that you can get on eBay. And I haven't tried theirs either, so don't quote me on that, but they all do the same thing. They all mount to the RX-7's motor mount arms, and then they sit back and you delete your little cross member piece under the RX-8. So that's all you need to put the block inside the RX-8. You just need any one of those motor mounts or custom. And then as far as wiring goes, for my build personally, I wanted everything to be pretty much plug and play and like as easy as possible, and I want all the amenities. I want AC, I want to keep the RX-8 power steering. So what I ended up doing was using the stock RX-8 harness and the RX-8 front cover. So what the front cover allows me to do, it lets me keep AC in the stock location, and it allows me to use the RX-8 eccentric shaft sensor and obviously the wiring harness. I'm also using an Attribution modular PNP ECU for the RX-8. Everything works, so it's okay. The first time I went around this, I had bugs with 5500 RPM breakup. So what I ended up doing is switching to an AEM kit. Well, not really a kit, but I pieced one together. I'm doing a AEM ignition coils. I believe it's SX rotary wiring harness for it. I bought that because, like I said, I want everything to be plug and play. I have 6 injector dynamic injectors, and I have the plugs for them to adapt into my RX-8 harness. A couple of things that need to be addressed. Let me start off with the sensors. First, the few sensors that you need to keep is the RX-8 eccentric shaft sensor, which goes on the front. And then you need the oil pressure sensor, which luckily has the same thread pitch as the RX-7 oil pressure sensor location, so you can just bolt it in. And then I'm also using along with the pressure sensor for oil, I'm using the RX-8 oil filter pedestal. The only problem with that though is that if you do go that route, make sure you get one that is milled out, because the holes don't really match up from the RX-8 pedestal to the RX-7 pedestal. So I bought this off Victor Velez on Facebook for like 70 bucks, I think, back then. And what it is this cavity has been drilled out, or at least ported out to match with the REW block. And I use this one because the space is tight and it fits right under the RX-8 slave cylinder line right here. So it'll fit right under there. To get the Renesas front cover to fit on the root block, you actually have to mill the inside of the cover. You can't see it, but to mill it for the front counterweight of the RX-7 motor to fit. And then after you do that, it kind of messes with the oil galleries for the OMP. Most of the time people delete the OMP anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So you don't really need to worry about that part unless you want to. There are mods that are online at RX-8 Club. I haven't done them, haven't used them. I was planning on it, but I honestly want to just get this car running, so I'm going to go for that. And rotaries premix anyway. The next step is, along with using the reason why I chose the RX-8 front cover was because I wanted to keep, because I'm using the stock RX-8 harness and I wanted to keep AC, which bolts directly onto the front cover. 4 provisions technically, but it has, you're going to be using this one, and that's like this piece right here and then down there. Since I am using the RX-8 engine harness, it does have 6 injectors. Well, from, I believe it's 6. Anyway, the 6-speed manual has 6 injectors, and the RX-7 only has 4. So what I ended up doing was getting an excessive limb, lower intake manifold. It helps with fitment, and it also accommodates 4 secondary injectors, so that the RX-8 harness plugs directly into that. So that takes up care of 6 injectors. You're using the front cover, which gives you the 1 eccentric shaft sensor, and then to keep the dash happy, you're using the RX-8 oil pressure sensor. You're also using the RX-8 MAP sensor. I have that plumbed into my intake right here. I've been working on polishing that piece, actually. Check it out. Still a little rough, but I'm gonna hit it with 3000 grit wet sand and then polish it again, and it should be solid. Oh, since I'm also using the, I'm telling you, there's a lot to talk about, but I'm also using the RX-8 alternator because it plugs right in. I haven't had any issues with that when I first got the car running, so everything I've done has worked for me. There's more than one way to do it, but the reason I'm going this route is because I want all the amenities. I want it to be as easy as possible, and this is just what's been easy and worked for me so far. There has been a lot of fabrication work involved too, because of the placement that I want my turbo and all that stuff, so that just adds to the price. It really depends on what you are shooting for and what you're going for. For the drivetrain, since it is the RX-8 transmission, I'm using an RX-8 clutch. It's a ACT 6 puck. It's pretty light actually, it's not that heavy. It's pretty smooth. And then I have an ACT flywheel on there too. RX-7 counterweight. I think that's it so far. There's still a lot of work to do. I've been polishing. I have some stuff that I'm throwing in for mock-up right now. But check it out, this is what it looks like. So basic things you need to get the roof swap in: motor mounts, and deciding what front cover you're going to use and what route you're going to take. For me, it was easy to just use the RX-8 stuff because I had a Renesas turboed, Greddy turbo kit. It was fun. It was a nice daily, but you know, I got bored and I wanted more power. And now we are here 4 years later. Still doesn't run, but you know what? It's okay. We're getting places.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
What else? That's all the things I can think of. I know I'm sorry the video's messy and chock full of information, but it's kind of hard to put down step by step what you need done. But for me, to get the motor in is motor mounts. and then obviously turbo kit, depending on what you go with, is what you're gonna end up with. And then if you want cruise control, and I believe it might be something that keeps the RX-8 dash happy, is if you keep the RX-8 throttle body. I'm not sure on that. I did all this information a long time ago. But what I have is RX-8 front cover, RX-8 throttle body, and all those sensors I mentioned earlier. I also I have a bunch of external sensors too. It's really not that hard to get this motor in this car. It's just a lot of information to tell you guys, and it's kind of hard to put it in a good amount size video. And don't forget to keep up to date with my Instagram, because I am going to be doing a giveaway for reaching my first milestone of 100 subscribers. Hopefully I can keep going with subscribers so that you guys can get more content from this. Hopefully this car gets running so that you guys can enjoy it as much as I will. I think I'm just going to throw this in there. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a fat celebratory burnout once everything's ready and tuned. Maybe right off the dyno I'll do it. Hopefully I make good power too. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, and let me know if you guys have any questions about the swap. I'll try to answer to my best of my ability. Again, I'm doing this swap in the way that I find it appealing. Like, I want all the bells and whistles. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.